religion is something that is as old as civilization. It began as an explanation to things that happen in nature, thunder, lightning, rain. It began as something to explain how things happen around you. And later on, some people were believed to have more understanding of these greater powers of this religion, of this new way of thinking, that they were given greater positions in society. They had greater effects on people than anybody else. This later developed into what is known as shamans, and later into more developed religions, as in an ancient example being ancient Egypt, which was greatly affected by, for example, the priests of Amun, who had control over the pharaoh himself because of the religion they followed and they practiced. The appearance of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam led to the appearance of even more organized institutes that governed over religion, and this is actually where all the trouble started. In an attempt to unify religion, they actually became the source of religion. They tell people what to do and what is right in religion and what is wrong in religion. And this is actually a problem because religion is actually something that is quite personal. It's your freedom. You are free to participate in this religion however you may like. You should know how to pray, but when you do pray, it's your choice to pray. When you eat something because religion says so, or not eat something because religion doesn't say you shouldn't eat it, that's your choice. The way you teach your children about the religion is still your choice. These institutes impose a way of worship, a way of living, a way to do religion right, or otherwise you're wrong, you're going to hell. This isn't the way religion should be. It classifies peoples and norms into that's good and that's bad. It goes so far so as to classify a certain dress code. So if I'm wearing these leggings and I'm not good, I'm going to hell. So they say that. Additionally, some lifestyle choices and even some jobs. So a tattoo artist, according to Islam, is haram, going to hell. So that's still something that is completely irrelevant and should not be imposed upon people by these religious institutes. Additionally, these laws are usually do not have any base of reality, any base inside religion, which is why most educated folk do not listen to them. But we're not talking about educated folk because these are a very small fraction of society. We're talking about the general. The general are barely educated, or around the world, the general is barely literate or sometimes illiterate. They know nothing but maybe a few letters, a few words, their religion and their craft. These people are the most affected by these institutes. Every word these institutes says enters their minds as the reality, this is God. They cannot question, which is why we should make sure that these institutes do not use these people, which they do, which is why they should be dismantled. The lower and working class is the most affected layer of society by this, this is quite detrimental to the human race and civilization. Defining what is good and what is evil is actually subjective and should be personal by nature and should not absolutely be done by religious institutes or other people. Moving on, many of these religious institutes have taken a very political turn. Controlling society through religion has not been enough for them. Controlling what people do, what people eat, how people live, that was not enough. Many of them have started affecting politics, which actually should be secular to avoid some people being treated differently according to the religion. Politics means that everybody should be treated evenly and equally. So this happens in two ways. Primarily, it becomes a direct political force, as was mentioned in the Roman Catholic Church, or sometimes Al-Azhar, or more anciently, the priests of Amun, they became personally a political force, which is not part of religion. You're doing something else. You're here to do religion, so you're not doing it. Secondly, they affected indirectly within a democracy. So somebody says, I'm religious and I have a degree from Al-Azhar, or somebody else outside in Rome, for example, says, I've been to the Vatican, I know 1, 2, 3. And these religious institutes can be used or use themselves as a means to an end of giving themselves more power into society. To give themselves more power and become greater in society, and this is not beneficial. This is actually quite harmful. They are using themselves and they are harming people just to get more power, because actually these institutes, as religious as they seem, they are run by humans. Humans make mistakes, and humans always have a greater lust for power. They will always, as soon as they're put in a layer of power, they will want to get more and more and more. This is why, as these institutes began innocently enough, as a worship of God and glorifying religion, they have gone too far. They have gained way too much power for religion. They're starting to get into politics. They can sometimes be the actual ruler of a country, disregarding all the king or the president. They are setting unspoken rules and laws that they have no right to about how people should live. And they are changing the fabric of civilization to their benefit. This is why the government believes that institutes that hold religious authority over people should be dismantled.